Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. First, the All the Words and Phrases You Must Know About Love PDF ebook. Learn all the words and phrases for romance, love, and dating with this PDF ebook. Yours free, just in time for Valentine's Day. Second, the Love Conversation Cheat Sheet. Do you know how to ask someone out in your target language? With this new cheat sheet, master tons of romantic phrases. Download it for free right now. Third, can you talk about date ideas in your target language? With this quick lesson, you'll be able to say candlelit dinner, go on a long walk, have a picnic, and much more. Fourth, must know Valentine's Day vocabulary. If you can't talk about Valentine's Day, then this quick 1-minute vocabulary lesson is for you. Fifth, the 10 common phrases you'll need for a date. Learn how to say, "Are you free this weekend? Can I see you again?" and much more with this quick phrase lesson. And sixth, free language learning audiobooks. If you visit the link in the description, we'll send you our library of language learning audiobooks. Save them to your device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire. Hi everybody, welcome back to Ask Alicia, the weekly series where you ask me questions and I answer them. Maybe. Let's get to your first question this week. First question this week comes from Karina. Hi Karina. Karina says, what's the difference between put off and turn off? Nice question. Okay, let's talk about turn off first. Probably a lot of you know the phrasal verb to turn off. We use this a lot for machines, for electrical devices, when we want to take the power from on to off. So for example, when we say turn off the light, we mean turn the power off or remove the power from the light, right? So to turn something off means to take the power away from it. We might say turn off the computer or turn off your phone and so on. So when we want to talk about powering something down, we use the verb turn off. There's another situation in which we use turn off. It's a little less common than the power down turn off, but it's when we're excited about something and then we learn some new information or we hear some news or something like that and we are no longer as excited about that thing. So for example, if you hear about a great new restaurant but you learn that maybe the staff are all really rude, you might say, oh, I wanted to go to that restaurant but I heard about all of the staff problems and now I'm turned off. So this turn off is often used in romantic situations, but it can also be used to talk about daily life situations as well, where your energy or your enthusiasm for something goes down. So you can kind of think of it as like your personal power, your personal like emotional power kind of goes down after you learn something like unpleasant or something maybe is not so good about the situation. So we use this a lot in romantic connections. When you learn like the other person has a bad habit, you might say, I liked that girl before, or I liked that guy before, but now I'm a little turned off, which means you're not so excited about that person. Let's compare this to put off. We have a couple uses of put off. The first one that is probably the most common is the one that means to procrastinate. So when we don't want to do a task and we say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it this weekend, whatever, we can describe that with the verb to put off. We can say, I'll put it off until tomorrow, or don't put that off until next week. It's important. So to put something off means to push it to a later date, to decide to do something in the future, not to deal with something now. This is one use, probably the most common use of put off. We also have a use of put off that is a little bit similar to turn off. The use of turn off that I talked about before that relates to no longer enjoying something very much is very similar to this use of put off. So sometimes we use put off to talk about our excitement for something going down after we learn about something unpleasant or not so good. So we could use the restaurant example from before, like, I'm a little put off by that restaurant. I heard their staff's not super nice. So the difference between turn off and put off here is that turn off tends to sound a little more extreme or a little more strong, like, I'm really turned off by that. I really don't like that. Whereas put off sort of means like, I'm not feeling as great as I was before. So it's a little bit bit less extreme than turn off in these cases. So I hope that this helps you understand the differences between put off and turn off. Thanks so much for an interesting question. Okay, let's move on to your next question. Next question comes from Denchik Irishka. Hi, Denchik. Denchik says, hi, Alicia. What do you always say at the beginning of live streams? Roll in or rolling? What does it mean? Yeah, good question. So I always say, I think we're rolling at the beginning of live streams, which means recording. So we use the word rolling in video and sometimes, I guess, other kinds of like web media to talk about recording. So rolling means recording, or the video is going at this time. That's what it means. So I usually start this to say like, I think that everything is okay. It's kind of like a check-in phrase that I use with the team to make sure that everything is going okay. So that's what I say at the beginning of every weekly live stream. So thanks very much for sending this question, and thanks for joining the live streams. If you have not been joining the live streams, come check it out every week. So find it on the YouTube channel, of course. Okay, let's move on to your next question then. Next question comes from Irisha Egorova. Hi, Irisha. Irisha says, Salut, Alicia. Could you explain, is make up for a synonym for compensate? Yeah, super great question. The answer is sometimes. You can use make up for and compensate in the same way sometimes. So here's an example of a situation in which you could maybe use both of them. Let's say you are hiring someone new at work. You are looking for a new person to join your team. And you have this candidate, and maybe she has lots and lots of great qualities, but very little experience. Maybe she's very determined, she works hard, she goes for the next new thing. No one has to tell her what to do. She has good initiative-taking qualities, but she doesn't have much work experience. You might be like, this person seems interesting, and what she doesn't have in work experience, she makes up for with her initiative, like by taking initiative. So you're saying, this thing is not so great, but even despite that, even though this is the case, she has all of these other qualities that make her really, really attractive. So even though there's these other things, this is what make up for shares with compensate. So compensate also has this meaning of one thing is not so great, but there's this other thing that makes it actually kind of okay. Things kind of balance out. So to use compensate in this kind of sentence, we might say, she doesn't have a lot of work experience, but she compensates for that with her great initiative, by taking lots of initiative. So in this sense, compensate and make up for do have that meaning of one thing kind of outbalancing the other thing. So it kind of shows us that even though something's not perfect, there's this other quality that's really, really valuable. So you might see this in like interpersonal connections. You might see this when you're apartment hunting or job hunting and so on. So this is the sense in which make up for and compensate are used in very similar ways. However, there is one use of compensate that is very different from this. To compensate can also be used to mean to pay someone. So when someone does a job, they are compensated. So that means they receive money in exchange for their goods or services. So to pay can also mean to compensate. So this is a more formal vocabulary word that we use. Typically, we don't say, I got compensated today when we talk to our friends. That would sound really, really funny, way too formal. So we always say, I got paid today. That's the verb that we use. But in like official contracts, agreements, like job contracts, you will probably see compensation or like something compensate. That refers to payment. So make up for doesn't have this meaning, doesn't have this use. There is, however, the use of make up without for at the end, which means to replace a missed activity. So for example, in school, you might say, I need to make up that exam. I was gone on the day of the test. It means I missed that test. I need to do it at another time. So to make up something can mean to do something that you missed. Make up something else also can mean to create, to fabricate. Like you made up that story about your mom, didn't you? So there are a few different uses of make up, but this question focused on make up for, which does share that meaning with compensate. So I hope that this helps answer your question. Thanks very much for sending it along. All right, that is everything that I have for this week. Thank you, as always, for sending your awesome questions. Remember, you can send them to me at englishclass101.com/ask-Alicia. That is a very long URL, so please check the link in the description for the official question submission page. Do not send your questions in YouTube comments or Facebook comments or Instagram DMs or in tweets. I will not see them. There are too many. So please send them to the official page. I will definitely see your question and I might choose to answer it. So I hope that you enjoyed this week's episode of Ask Alicia. Don't forget to like this video and of course subscribe to our channel for other updates like this one. Also check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other things that can help you with your English studies. Thanks very much for watching this week's episode of Ask Alicia, and I will see you again soon. Bye! Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Welcome to the 2000 Core English Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is way of thinking. Way of thinking. Way of thinking. This expression, way of thinking, refers to how someone thinks. So this refers to the way that they make their decisions or the method they use to make decisions. Here's an example sentence. This new plan goes against my way of thinking. This new plan goes against my way of thinking. This new plan goes against my way of thinking. Okay, next is objection. 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 This word, objection, you might have heard on TV shows, especially legal and police-related TV shows. An objection, this is a noun, means a feeling of no, or a way to say a denial of something else. Here's an example sentence. I have no objection to what you want to do. I have no objection to what you want to do. I have no objection to what you want to do. Okay, next is energetic. 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 Energetic is an adjective. It means something that is full of energy or something that has lots and lots of energy. We usually use energetic to talk about people or maybe even animals, but it usually has a very positive feel. Here's an example sentence. She was the most energetic speaker we ever had. She was the most energetic speaker we ever had. She was the most energetic speaker we ever had. Okay, next is discussion. 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 Discussion is a noun. A discussion is a situation in which many people are talking about a topic. You might have a discussion in school. There might be a discussion at work, like in a meeting, and you might also see discussions at bars and restaurants. It's anytime people are talking about a topic together. Here's an example sentence. There was a very lively discussion during the meeting. There was a very lively discussion during the meeting. There was a very lively discussion during the meeting. Okay, next is disagree. 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 Disagree is a verb. It is the opposite of agree. So to disagree means to have the opposite or to have a different opinion from someone else. So if one person thinks A, you might think, no, I believe B is correct. We can express this with disagree. Here's an example. We can agree to disagree without fighting with each other. We can agree to disagree without fighting with each other. We can agree to disagree without fighting with each other. Okay, next is maintain. 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 Maintain is a verb. Another way to understand maintain is keep, but it doesn't mean keep as in hold something. To maintain something means to keep it in a condition. So for example, we use maintain when we talk about like cars or buses or airplanes. We keep the condition in good condition with the things that we need to use for transportation. We do like technical repairs, we do cleaning tasks, and so on, to keep that thing in good condition. So to maintain something means to keep something in a good condition. Here's an example sentence. There are rules because it is important to maintain order in a meeting. There are rules because it is important to maintain order in a meeting. There are rules because it is important to maintain order in a meeting. Okay, next is change. 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 To change means to transform something else. So this can be a very small transformation, and it also can be a very, very big one. So to change something means to cause it to become different. Here's an example sentence. Entrepreneurs change the world with their ideas. Entrepreneurs change the world with their ideas. Entrepreneurs change the world with their ideas. Okay, next is decide. 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 To decide means to make a decision, to choose something. So to decide is usually used when we have a few options and we need to think very carefully about them. It's a little bit different from choose in this way. We tend to use decide in more formal situations or in business situations. Here's an example sentence. A vote is the best way to decide important matters. A vote is the best way to decide important matters. A vote is the best way to decide important matters. Okay, next is oppose. 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 To oppose is a verb. To oppose something else means to be against that thing. So we usually oppose things that we disagree with. We don't think those things are correct. So to express that we don't want that thing or we think it is not a good idea, we use the word oppose. So here's an example. It is okay to oppose actions you disagree with. It is okay to oppose actions you disagree with. It is okay to oppose actions you disagree with. Okay, next is agree. 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 To agree is a verb. To agree means to have the same opinion as someone else. So if someone says something to you and you have the same opinion, you think, yeah, I think so too. You can express that situation with the verb agree. Here's an example sentence. You can't agree with everyone about everything. You can't agree with everyone about everything. You can't agree with everyone about everything. Let's review. I'm going to describe a word or phrase in English. See if you can remember it. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say another person's method of making decisions? Way of thinking. Way of thinking. And how to say the feeling of no that you have, or a way to say you disagree with something as a noun. Objection. Objection. What about the word that means someone or something that is full of energy? Energetic. Energetic. Do you remember how to say the word that means a time or a situation where many people are talking about the same topic? Discussion. Discussion. Let's try the word that is the opposite of agree when you don't have the same opinion as someone else. Disagree. Disagree. What about the word that means to keep something in a good condition? Maintain. Maintain. Now, let's see if you remember how to say to transform something else or to cause something to become different. Change. Change. Another one. What about the word that means to choose, especially in a more formal situation? Decide. Decide. Do you remember how to say the word that means you are against something else? Oppose. Oppose. And finally, do you remember how to say the verb that means to have the same opinion as another person? Agree. Agree. Well done. See you next time. Bye. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Welcome to the 2000 Core English Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is announce. 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 To announce is a verb. To announce means to share something in a formal way so that many people hear the information or read the information. We can use this for spoken or written information. Here's an example. Make sure you announce the meeting to everyone who needs to be there. Make sure you announce the meeting to everyone who needs to be there. Make sure you announce the meeting to everyone who needs to be there. Okay, next is hold a meeting. Hold a meeting. Hold a meeting. The expression hold a meeting can be understood as have a meeting. It's just hold a meeting tends to sound a little bit more formal or a little bit more business-like. So when you want to have a meeting, if you need to be polite about it, you can say you want to hold a meeting. Here's an example. There's no need to hold a meeting every day. There's no need to hold a meeting every day. There is no need to hold a meeting every day. Okay, next is approve. 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 To approve is a verb. To approve something means to say that something is okay. So we use the verb to approve usually at work and in school situations. Someone makes an application for something or submits something, and we look at the information and say yes or no. If we say yes, we approve that thing. We say, this is okay. Here's an example sentence. We all agreed to approve what the chairman was asking for. We all agreed to approve what the chairman was asking for. We all agreed to approve what the chairman was asking for. Okay, next is criticize. 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 To criticize is a verb. To criticize means to say something that could be improved about something else. So we tend to use criticize in situations where the person feels it's a little bit negative. This can often come across as somebody giving advice when it is not asked for. Sometimes, however, when we criticize something, it is to help the other person improve. These days, it tends to sound a little bit negative, though. But to criticize means to tell someone something they could do to improve or to say what is not good about something else. Here's an example. There's a polite way to criticize someone else's plans. There's a polite way to criticize someone else's plans. There is a polite way to criticize someone else's plans. Okay, next is put forward. Put forward. Put forward. The expression to put forward is a more formal way to say introduce, and we usually use put forward for ideas, opinions, plans, proposals. So when we put something forward, it's usually something that we put in front of, like a boss or someone who is higher above us at work. It's like you're putting something in front of another person to say, what do you think about this? So it's like introducing the idea, but putting it in front of you or putting it forward in front of the people who need to make a decision about it. Here's an example sentence. The chairman chose to put forward a whole new idea. The chairman chose to put forward a whole new idea. The chairman chose to put forward a whole new idea. Okay, the next word is support. 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 So, support can be a noun or a verb. As a verb, it means to express that you like something or to express that you want something or someone else to succeed. So you can support your favorite artist or your favorite creator or someone in your community that you really like. You express support by giving them money or by cheering them on. We use this in sports situations, in politics and entertainment, and so on. So you can support your favorite someone in many industries. Here's an example. I support the current political party. I support the current political party. I support the current political party. Okay, next is believe. 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 To believe is a verb that means to think that something is true or to think that something is real. We use this when we listen to stories and we decide, is it true or false? And we also use this word when we talk about our religious ideas. Here's an example sentence. I can't believe that story. I can't believe that story. I can't believe that story. Okay, next is research. 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 Research can be used as a noun and as a verb. As a verb, it means to look in detail at a topic. As a noun, it means all of the information about that topic that other people have looked for. Here's an example sentence. Study the research for an answer to the question. Study the research for an answer to the question. Study the research for an answer to the question. Okay, next is request. 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 Request can be used as a noun and as a verb. To request something means to ask something or ask for something from someone else. A noun form of request or the noun form of request means an inquiry from another person, something that someone else has asked you for or has asked you to do. Here's an example. The chairman made the request that we all attend the meeting. The chairman made the request that we all attend the meeting. The chairman made the request that we all attend the meeting. Okay, next is negotiate. 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 To negotiate is a verb. To negotiate means to try to change the situation, to try to get a good price on something, to try to get a good deal on something, to try to change the situation in some way by discussing the situation with the other person. Here's an example sentence. I negotiated the price. I negotiated the price. I negotiated the price. Let's review. I'm going to describe a word or phrase in English. See if you can remember it. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say the word that means to share information formally, either written or spoken? Announce. Announce. And how to say have a meeting, but in a more formal or business situation. Hold a meeting. Hold a meeting. What about the word that means to say that something is okay? Approve. Approve. Do you remember how to say the word that means to give advice to someone, especially to tell someone something that is wrong with something they did? Criticize. Criticize. Okay, let's try the word that means to introduce an idea, especially in a work situation. Put forward. Put forward. What about the word that means to express that you really like something and that you want to have some kind of good outcome for that person or that thing? Support. Support. Now, let's see if you remember how to say to think that something is true. Believe. Believe. Another one. What about the word that means all of the information available about a specific topic? Research. Research. Do you remember how to say the word that means to ask something from someone else? Request. Request. And finally, do you remember how to say to try to change a situation, especially the price or a deal? Negotiate. Negotiate. Well done. See you next time. Bye.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
I need some sleep. This flight from San Diego to Detroit is a killer.
Do you think so?
Yeah? Do you know why there are so many flights to Detroit? I mean, the car industry isn't what it used to be.
No, it isn't, but it is getting better.
Do they still have those big car shows?
Like you said, the car industry isn't what it used to be, but there are still several prestigious car shows in Detroit.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Enough.
As much or as many as required.
Show. To allow something or somebody to be seen.
Interesting.
Attracting attention. Several.
More than two, but not many.
Prestigious. Having status or a very good reputation, famous and respected.
Flight.
Act of flying.
Activity.
The condition in which things are happening or being done.
Industry.
A group of businesses offering a particular service or product.
Enough.
As much or as many as required.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
I need some sleep. This flight from San Diego to Detroit is a killer.
Do you think so?
Yeah? Do you know why there are so many flights to Detroit? I mean, the car industry isn't what it used to be.
No, it isn't, but it is getting better.
Do they still have those big car shows?
Like you said, the car industry isn't what it used to be, but there are still several prestigious car shows in Detroit.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Hello, ma'am. We'll be landing in Minneapolis in a few minutes, and I need you to turn off your computer for landing.
Oh, sorry about that. I guess I lost track of the time.
That's all right. Is there anything you need before we land?
Oh, no. I've been to Minneapolis many times before. I'm well prepared for the cold.
That's good. I heard it's one of the coldest capital cities in the USA.
That's exactly right. I always bring clothes I can layer up with.
Now you will hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Prepared.
To be made ready for use.
Prepared. Prepared.
Track. Course marked for something to follow.
Track. Track.
Clothes. Fabric worn on body.
Clothes. Clothes. Capital.
Most important city or town of a country or region.
Capital. Capital. Layer.
A sheet, quantity, or thickness of material.
Layer. Layer. Coldest.
Of or at the lowest or relatively lowest temperature.
Coldest. Coldest.
Computer. Electronic machine which can store information.
Computer. Computer. Landing.
The act of coming or bringing something to land.
Landing. Landing.
Minute.
Unit of time that is 60 seconds.
Minute. Minute.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Hello, ma'am. We'll be landing in Minneapolis in a few minutes, and I need you to turn off your computer for landing.
Oh, sorry about that. I guess I lost track of the time.
That's all right. Is there anything you need before we land?
Oh, no. I've been to Minneapolis many times before. I'm well prepared for the cold.
That's good. I heard it's one of the coldest capital cities in the USA.
That's exactly right. I always bring clothes I can layer up with.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Welcome to your 2000 Core English Words and Phrases video series quiz. Each week, we'll release a video teaching you new vocabulary. The following week, you'll be given a quiz so you can test your progress. Click the link in the description. Let's learn and review the words for your test. But if you're ready, it's quiz time. Media. Translate. Printing. Boardroom. Chairman. Interpreter. Translator. Humorous. Joke. Impression. Great job on completing the quiz. If you didn't get 100%, don't worry. Just check out the previous video again to review the expressions we covered. But before you go, we have a free gift that you don't want to miss. Use it to expand your vocabulary. Click the link in the description below to download our English ebook with the core 2,000 words for daily life situations. Welcome to your 2000 Core English Words and Phrases video series quiz. Each week, we'll release a video teaching you new vocabulary. The following week, you'll be given a quiz so you can test your progress. Click the link in the description. Let's learn and review the words for your test. But if you're ready, it's quiz time. Way of thinking. Objection. Energetic. Discussion. Disagree. Maintain. Change. Decide. Oppose. Agree. Great job on completing the quiz. If you didn't get 100%, don't worry. Just check out the previous video again to review the expressions we covered. But before you go, we have a free gift that you don't want to miss. Use it to expand your vocabulary. Click the link in the description below to download our English ebook with the core 2,000 words for daily life situations. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about some expressions you can use when you're busy. In this lesson, I'm also going to talk about some ways to reschedule your plans or to cancel plans and so on. Let's get started. Okay, I want to begin this lesson with the most basic way to express this feeling. I'm busy. I'm busy. This is 100% correct. But if you tell someone, I'm busy, when they ask you for something, it might sound aggressive or a little bit cold. So yes, you can say, I'm busy, or I'm busy right now, but I want to talk about some other expressions you can use that give a little more information than just, I'm busy. So yes, you can say this to someone you are close to, perhaps, but maybe there's a better way, a more polite way to express your situation. So let's look at this next one. my schedule is full. My schedule is full. So full in this case means that there's a lot of something. So everything that you could possibly put inside your schedule is there already. So with work or with activities, with other responsibilities, whatever it is, your schedule is 100% at capacity. My schedule is full. That's what this describes. You can make this more specific. You could say, for example, my schedule is full today, or my schedule is full this week. But if you want to express that you are at 100% capacity for your time, you can say, my schedule is full. My schedule is full. The next expression is, I don't have time today. I don't have time today. This expression can be changed to something like, I don't have time this week, or I don't have time this afternoon. So this expresses that you're busy, yes, and you want to express to the other person you don't have time for that thing. So you can use this as a response to a request for your time. Like, hey, do you want to eat lunch today? Sorry, I don't have time today. Please keep in mind that your response needs to match the question. For example, if someone says, do you have time for lunch today? And you say, I don't have time this week, it sounds really strange. So make sure that your response matches the question that comes to you. Okay, another way to express you're busy is, my weekend is fully booked. My weekend is fully booked. In this case, I used weekend, which means Saturday, Sunday, the typical days off. Of course, you can change this to, my day is fully booked, or my morning is fully booked. So this fully booked has the same feel as this full. You could say my weekend is full, or my day is full, or my morning is full as well. The feeling with fully booked is kind of like a restaurant or a hotel. Like you are a person with whom people make reservations, and your reservations are all gone. You are fully booked. So this sounds kind of like you're a service provider almost. It's a little bit funny in some ways, a little bit more casual. So you can use this to talk about a specific day or a specific time period. You could say, for example, my morning is fully booked to refer to only your morning. This suggests that your afternoon maybe has some time available. So please keep this in mind when you use this expression. Okay, next is, my day is packed. My day is packed. So packed, like full, refers to having lots and lots of things in it. But different from full, which means I'm at 100% capacity, I can't add any more. Packed sounds like there's a lot already in your day, in this case, a day, but there might be a little bit of time available. Generally, this is a kind of casual way to say, I don't really have time today. But in some cases, depending on your request, the person might be able to might be able to find some time to talk to you or do whatever you need to do. So my day is packed sounds like the person is very busy, but there's a small chance they might have some time. You could also say my week is packed to refer to 1 week, or my month is packed as well to refer to a very busy month. So you can change this to refer to different time periods. My day is packed. My day is packed. Okay, next one. I don't have any space in my schedule today. I don't have any space in my schedule today. Again, you can change today to this week, for example. I don't have any space in my schedule this week. Or a day of the week. I don't have any space in my schedule Monday, for example. So I don't have any space in my schedule. That means there's no free time in my schedule. So I don't have any free time in my schedule is another way to say this, but we use this space a lot too. I don't have any space in my schedule this week. So again, this expresses I am busy. I'm doing something different from what you want me to do. So these are all some good ways to express I'm busy, but they're less aggressive and a little bit less direct. A couple more things I want to talk about are situations where you are doing something and someone calls you or someone makes a request of you, and you want to express that you are busy right now, but you want to do that in a polite way. Here are a few very common examples. First, I'm in a meeting right now. I'm in a meeting right now. You might receive this as a text message. So you might get a request from someone and you could reply with, I'm in a meeting right now. Sorry, I can't talk. So this expresses someone is currently busy and this is what they're doing. You could say, I'm in a meeting right now. I have an appointment right now, whatever you're doing. So you can say, I'm in a meeting right now to mean this is something I'm doing right now. This is the reason I cannot talk to you. Okay. The next one is, I'm on the way to an appointment. I'm on the way to an appointment. So you can change appointment to any plan. I'm on the way to a lunch. I'm on the way to a concert. I'm on the way to some plan that I have. You can change that. But appointment is nice because it's open. I'm on the way to an appointment. You don't have to share details about your personal life, for example. Make sure you use on the way to. So don't forget this, on the way to. Don't forget that preposition. I'm on the way to place. And one more. I have to take this phone call. I have to take this phone call. This is a really good one to use if you are in a meeting or maybe at a lunch with someone or at dinner, having coffee, whatever. You receive an important phone call or an emergency phone call. To excuse yourself and say kind of an apology, you can say, I have to take this phone call. If you use I have to, it sounds like you have some responsibility to take the phone call, to pick up the phone. I have to take this sounds like it's kind of a responsibility for you, and if you don't take the phone call, something bad might happen. So this is a really good way to express it's important you pick up the phone, and you don't want to be rude, but you really need to in this moment. Okay, so these are some expressions you can use to talk about your schedule and being busy without sounding super direct. But another important point when you're expressing your busy schedule is to suggest a different time to reschedule or to cancel your plans or appointments. So it's very natural to use one of these expressions together with one of these expressions in blue. First is, can I call you back? Can I call you back? This is more common than can I return your call? So generally we say, can I call you back? So this is used, of course, when you receive a phone call. If someone comes to your desk in the office, you cannot say, can I call you back? You need to follow up with that person later. In those cases, you can say, can we talk later? You can use in this expression later, can I call you back later? Or a specific time, can I call you back in an hour? Or can we talk in an hour? Or tomorrow. So you can choose the time frame. You can choose when you want to return the person's request or inquiry. So a natural flow might be something like, let's see, we could use maybe, I don't have any space in my schedule this morning. Can I call you back later? So that might be a natural way to say, I'm busy right now. Here is a time frame that works for me. Is that okay for you? So use them together in this way. Okay, one more. Do you have time on day? Do you have time on day? So this can be used to specify a day of the week for a meeting, like if you want to reschedule. Do you have time on Monday? Do you have time on Tuesday? So a natural way to use this with one of these expressions is with something like this. I don't have time today. Do you have time on Tuesday? So you can ask for someone else's schedule to reschedule when you are too busy. Okay, next is, how about day at time? How about day at time? In this sentence, you can replace day with the day of the week and time with the time of day. How about Wednesday at 10 o'clock? Or how about Thursday at 3? So again, this is a way to reschedule. So let's take a look at one of these sentences. You could say, for example, my day is packed. How about Friday at 2? So again, we're expressing we're too busy at this moment, but we have a different suggestion. It's generally a good idea to offer to reschedule with someone. This shows that you are still interested in what the person is talking about and that you are going to make an effort to make time for them. So it's important to do these kinds of steps to maintain your relationships. Okay, finally, if you need to cancel for some reason, you can use an expression like this. I'm sorry, but I have to cancel our meeting, or I'm sorry, but I have to cancel our appointment or our lunch. Whatever your plan is, you can use it here. I'm sorry, but I have to cancel. So it's generally a good idea to provide a reason. Why are you canceling? So share some information, like I had a family emergency or a work project came up, something like that. If you need to cancel, and you don't want to reschedule, you can use this. You can also say, I'm sorry, but I have to cancel our meeting. Do you have time on this day? You can cancel completely and then just reschedule it for another day. You might hear that. But you can also use this expression to just completely cancel and not reschedule your appointment. So the key here is make sure that you use these expressions together with these busy expressions, the I'm busy expressions. If you just say this, you might sound kind of cold and like you don't want to work together with the other person. So make sure if you are busy, you express it and then you follow up with a change in your schedule. So I hope that this helps you to express when you are busy in a more polite manner. Of course, if you know any other expressions or other things that you use to express when your schedule is very full, you can share them in the comments. If you like this lesson, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also, check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other things that can help you with your English studies. Thanks very much for watching this lesson, and I will see you again soon. Bye!
Hi everyone, I'm Christine from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about the top 10 language learning strategies. Let's begin. Befriending or dating someone who speaks English. Watching movies or listening to music in English. Read English newspapers or magazines. Record your voice and compare your pronunciation with native English speakers. Download dialogue tracks and listen to English conversations. Repeat the phrases that you hear out loud again and again. Review all the lessons on EnglishClass101.com to master them completely. Read lines slowly at first, then reread and increase your speed. Set small and measurable learning goals with your personal deadlines. Try harder lessons to challenge yourself and improve faster. How was it? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. See you next time!
Hey guys, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about making complaints in English. So let's get started. The first complaint is, I'm starving. I'm starving. This is an exaggeration you can use when you're hungry. I am always starving, even right now. The next complaint is, it's noisy. It's noisy. This kind of complaint is one that you would make to a friend. Telling the staff of a restaurant won't help, since they can't tell people to be quiet. I hate when it's noisy in restaurants. Save that for another time. Then we have, it's hot. It's hot. This can be used to talk about the weather or the temperature of a room. You can add a request like, can you turn on the air conditioner? I am never hot, so I like that. The next complaint is, it's cold. It's cold. This can be used to talk about the weather or the temperature of a room. You can add a request like, can you turn on the heater? I always make this request because it's always too cold everywhere. Everywhere. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. Even if you have enough money to buy something, it may be more money than you want to spend. It would probably be considered rude to say this to someone who works at a store. But I always think, okay, I'm in Gucci, it's way too expensive. Another common complaint is, I'm tired. I'm tired. Use this complaint to imply that you want to sit down, relax, go home, take a break. When I babysit my 5-year-old cousin, I leave thinking, I'm tired. The next complaint is, I gained weight. I gained weight. This is a self-criticism that implies that you want to lose weight. Many people say, I got so fat. I'm always broke. I'm always broke. Use this to complain about never having enough money. I am always broke because I always want more money. The next complaint is, my job is boring. My job is boring. This is a really common complaint used by people who don't think their jobs are very exciting. Usually it means that you want to find a different, more fun job. It's all right, teachers, your job isn't boring. That person stinks. That person stinks. You can use stinks to talk about a literal physical smell or a general insult meaning that you don't like how someone smells. I hate when people smell on the bus. Not good. Not okay. The next complaint is, there's too much traffic. There's too much traffic. This is a common complaint among people who commute to work by car. Certain roads are especially bad during rush hour, which is the time in the morning or night most people are going home or to work. If I left at, it was 7 p.m., I would be here in 10 minutes. But because it's daytime in LA, it took me 30 minutes to get here, and I drive really, really fast. And it still took me 30 minutes. The next complaint is, the Wi-Fi here is too slow. The Wi-Fi here is too slow. This is just a general complaint you may have about the internet speed. If you're at a cafe or somewhere with Wi-Fi, you can request that they reset the Wi-Fi to improve the speed. If you're having a party and you're having friends over and your Wi-Fi is too slow, you might as well end that party now. No Wi-Fi, no party. My boss is annoying. My boss is annoying. Annoying can be used to mean that someone does things that you don't like, or they ask you to do things that you don't like. Either way, an annoying boss is a bad experience. I am very familiar with this. Hey Paris, grab me coffee. Hey Paris, check my emails. My boss is annoying. But don't tell him I said that. The pay is too low. The pay is too low. You can use this to complain about how much you make or to reject a job offer because it doesn't pay enough. I'm a surgeon. The pay is too low. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is a very general complaint that can be used for almost anything. What don't I like? Posting 1,000 selfies on Instagram. I don't like it. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Which complaint do you like more? Leave us a comment and let me know. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about 10 words you need to know at the airport. Let's go. Terminal. Terminal. A terminal is the place where a plane stops to collect or drop off passengers. For example, you can say, the plane will pull into the terminal so we can exit. Or the terminal will get changed 10 times so you'll miss your flight. Luggage pickup. Luggage pickup. This is the place at an airport where you get your luggage after your flight. For example, you can say, the luggage pickup area is busy. Sometimes you can also see baggage claim instead of luggage pickup. Then we have plane ticket. Plane ticket. You need to keep your plane ticket with you at all times when you're at the airport. At the airport, this will be called a boarding pass. For example, you can say, I purchased my plane ticket online, so you do not need that boarding pass anymore. I don't want to see those boarding passes. The next word is flight. Flight. A flight is another name for a plane that goes to a certain destination. For example, you might hear, this flight goes to New York. You can say, the flight will leave in 1 hour. Or you can say, the flight will leave in 10 hours because it's been delayed. Next word is board. Board. This verb means to get on a plane, boat, etc. For example, you can say, we need to hurry to get on board on time. Boarding gate. Boarding gate. A boarding gate is the place where you go to get on your flight. Usually there's a gate number to help you find your gate. For example, you can say, I couldn't find my boarding gate. Or the boarding gate will be closing and they'll say, Paris. Delayed. Delayed. If a flight or train is delayed, it means that it will leave later than expected. For example, you can say, the train departure will be delayed for 20 minutes. It's always the worst when your plane or train is delayed. Take off. Take off. When something starts to fly, especially in an airplane, we say that it's taking off. For example, you can say, the plane will take off in 20 minutes. The next word is land. Land. When something descends and touches the ground after flying, we say that it lands. For example, you can say, the plane will land at the airport at 10 o'clock. The next word is reservation. Reservation. A reservation is used when you made arrangements in advance for something, such as a restaurant, hotel, a tour, etc. For example, you can say, do you have a reservation? In LA, that's all I hear. Okay guys, that's it for this lesson. Which word do you like the most? Leave us a comment letting me know. See you next time, guys. Bye.
I hurt myself. Hi everybody, welcome back to Know Your Verbs. My name is Alicia, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the verb hurt. Let's get started. Okay, let's start with the basic definition. The basic definition of the verb hurt is to cause someone physical pain. Examples. I hurt my arm when I ran into the door. Don't those shoes hurt your feet? Now let's look at the conjugations for this verb. Present, hurt, hurts. Past, hurt. Past participle, hurt. Progressive, hurting. Now let's talk about some additional meanings for this verb. The first additional meaning is to cause emotional pain. Examples. You hurt my feelings. Don't hurt the people you love. So here we see hurt used to refer to emotions. This doesn't refer to like physical pain. It refers to emotional pain, like mental pain. In the first example sentence, we see a very common expression. You hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings means you said something or you did something that made me feel like sad or emotionally upset. We use the expression, you hurt my feelings, to talk about that, to express that very generally. It's something that even children use. It's a very kind of general way to say, like, you upset me, or you made me feel upset or emotionally bad. So this does not refer to anything physical. In the second example sentence, hurt is also used to refer to emotions, not to physical things. I suppose you could also use this expression, like, don't hurt the people you love, to mean don't physically hurt them. But it's more commonly used to mean don't emotionally hurt, don't emotionally harm the people you love. In other words, be kind to people. So don't try to cause emotional pain to people. The second additional meaning for this verb is to cause difficulty or damage. Some examples. The scandal hurt his chances for re-election. A product recall hurt the company's performance. So in these examples, we don't see physical pain or emotional pain. Here, hurt is used to talk about damage or difficulty. In the first example sentence, it's a politician in the situation. The scandal hurt his chances for re-election. In other words, a scandal damaged the politician's chances for re-election. So something happened and it made re-election difficult. So we use hurt to talk about that. In the second example sentence, a product recall hurt the company's performance. So a product recall damaged or made the company's performance difficult. It made the situation more difficult. We use hurt to talk about that. So hurt can be used to describe just a difficulty or some kind of damage, like to a more conceptual thing, like someone's chances, to hurt someone's chances, to hurt someone's performance, to hurt someone's ability. These conceptual things, they are not related to physical pain or emotional pain, but to a situation. Okay, let's move along to a variation in use of the word hurt. This variation is it can't or it couldn't hurt to do something. So this expression means it won't cause a problem to do something. Let's look at some examples. It can't hurt to send her a message to say hello. It couldn't hurt to try a new recipe once in a while. So we tend to use this expression, it can't hurt or it couldn't hurt to, when we're maybe talking about a situation where there's a small problem or there's someone is looking for advice or someone's looking for suggestions. In the first example sentence, it can't hurt to send her a message to say hello is like maybe it's someone we haven't heard from in a while or someone who's sick or not feeling well or we just haven't spoken to them. But we're maybe discussing this person in this situation. And so someone might suggest, well, it can't hurt. In other words, it won't cause a problem if you just send her a message and say hello. So why not? In other words, it can't hurt to do that. We always use the negative. It can't hurt. You might also hear it won't hurt too, but usually it can't hurt or it couldn't hurt. In the second example sentence, we see it couldn't. So it couldn't hurt to try a new recipe once in a while. In other words, like, why don't you? Like, it's not a problem. It won't be a problem. Here we see couldn't, meaning it could not be a problem. So there's like no chance that it would cause a problem if you try a new recipe once in a while. So it's like a suggestion. It's kind of a strange way to phrase that, but like couldn't hurt to do this. It couldn't hurt to do that. It's like, why not? It's kind of a way of giving a suggestion, suggesting that if you do this thing, it'll be no problem. So give it a try. You might hear this for suggestions and advice. Okay. So I hope that you found a new way of using the verb hurt. Of course, if you have any questions or comments or want to try making a sentence with this verb, please feel free to do so in the comment section of this video. Of course, if you like the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for other good English study resources. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Know Your Verbs, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is your why will guarantee your language learning success. Did you know that your reason for learning a language can increase your chances of success? And if your reason isn't exactly a motivational one, did you know that you can actually increase your motivation? Stick around. Today, you'll discover 1. Why your why is crucial to your motivation, 2. How to increase your motivation to guarantee success, and much more. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the How to Count to 1 Billion PDF ebook. Maybe you can count to 10 in your target language, but with this PDF ebook, you go all the way up to 1 billion. Download it for free right now. Second, our free must-know travel phrases PDF conversation cheat sheet. If you're a beginner and want to learn the language in 2024, these are some of the first phrases you should learn. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Now to today's topic. Your why will guarantee your 2024 language learning success. Part 1. Why your why is crucial to your motivation. What's your reason for learning the language? In other words, what is your why? The reason we ask about your reason is because your reason is directly related to your motivation. Anyway, the point is, the greater your motivation, the better your results, and the more likely you'll succeed with the language. For example, people learn a language because of a loved one, because they're interested in the culture or want to visit the country, because they're planning to live there. And the reason, your why, does play a role in just how motivated you'll be to learn the language. If you're going to live in that country, you'll need it to survive and handle everyday life, which means your motivation will be high, like a 10 out of 10 on the motivational scale, if there was one. If your family member is a native speaker, that's another strong reason to learn, maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. But what if you just like the TV shows or music and want to understand them? Or what if you just like how the language sounds? Compared to reasons like, I need it to survive, your motivation may not be as high. So you can see just how your why is directly related to your motivation. Now, you may be watching this and thinking, hey, my reason isn't anything serious. Am I doomed? Of course not. A strong why can increase your motivation, but it does not guarantee language success. So stay calm. People with not so serious reasons can and do succeed. And we know this because we see with the not so serious learners using our system who go on to learn the language. They can and do indeed succeed. Of course, it's better if you have more motivation and a more motivational reason on your side. But the good news is there are ways to boost your motivation if your initial reason is not as serious as, I need the language to survive. And this is where we get into the second point. Part 2, how to increase your motivation to guarantee success. So what if you don't have a highly motivational reason to learn? Well, there is good news. If you stick with the language long enough, you'll discover that the reason why you started is not the reason why you continue. That point is worth repeating. The reason why you started will not be the reason why you continue. Reasons always change and evolve over time, and almost every learner experiences this when they stick with the language long enough. For example, if you started learning a language with a vocabulary app because you were slightly interested, one day you'll get the idea to study in that country or visit for a vacation. Maybe you'll become friends with native speakers. Maybe you'll sign up for a proficiency test. And your reason for continuing to learn is completely different from the reason why you started. But that depends on whether you stick with the language long enough. Now, what if your reason is a 2 out of 10 on the motivational scale, but you don't want to wait that long? Well, there are ways to take your low score and crank it up higher on the motivational scale, giving you a better chance of reaching your language learning goal. How? By making extra connections with the language right now instead of waiting for someday. What kind of connections? You'll find out now. Number 1, invest in a program. If you're using our program, you already made a connection. You invested, not just your time, but also your hard-earned money. And believe it or not, one way you can predict where a person will be in life is what they spend their time and money on right now. If a person spends time and money on fitness, there's a strong chance they'll become fit. If it's language, they'll become better at the language. If it's potato chips, well, you fill in the blanks. You need to spend time to get better, but money is kind of like energy. It allows you to do more and multiplies your results. Number 2, get a tutor or a teacher. Not only is that an extra connection to the language, it's also a relationship, which makes it more likely that you'll stick with the language. Number 3, start watching TV shows or movies in your target language. Look for music in that language that you enjoy. Number 4, visit a restaurant with dishes from the target country of that language. If you're learning Japanese, a Japanese restaurant. If French, a French restaurant. You may even get to practice a bit. Number 5, plan a trip to the country or enroll in a language proficiency test. Once you have a set date, you'll be more motivated to improve. These are just a few examples, but the point is, the more connections you make to the language, whether friends, music, TV, programs, and so on, the more the language becomes part of your life, and the stronger your motivation will be to actually master it. Thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about new topics and talking points, the easiest way to increase your speaking time. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! You want to understand real-life conversations in your target language, right? Well, what if you could immerse yourself in conversations, listen to them as much as you want, like with music, and start understanding and speaking more of your target language? Well, you can do all of this with the dialogue track. So stick around. Today, you'll discover how the dialogue track 1. Immerses you in the language, 2. Helps you memorize conversations easily, and 3. Gets you speaking more. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. So let's jump in. I'll guide you through our learning system so you get to see exactly what's inside and our members-only study tools. Okay, so let's take a look at what exactly the dialogue track is. So you can find a dialogue track in every single one of our lessons. So you'll find this main audio play button on every lesson page. And if you go down, you'll see this dialogue section that has a play button next to it. So this will play just the dialogue from the lesson. So you don't have to listen to the entire lesson again. If you want to just listen to the dialogue section, you can use this tool to do that. So just press play here and you'll listen to the dialogue. Each one's about 10 to 40 seconds.
Hey, Vicky.
Hi, Mike. How's it going?
Great. How about you? How are you doing?
Not so good.
Oh no, what's wrong?
Oh, classes start tomorrow.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So something that you can do with these dialogue tracks is download these, and you can also create a playlist with just the dialogue tracks. So if you really want to focus on just hearing your target language conversations, you can download multiple dialogue tracks from multiple lessons, create a playlist with that, and then listen to that. You can listen to one on repeat if you want to, like you would like a favorite song, for example. So this is really intended to help you focus just on those native conversation sections so that you can listen to the pronunciation, listen to intonation, and get used to the sounds of the language a little bit more easily, thus helping you to remember things and helping things stick in your brain a little bit faster. If you want to immerse yourself in the language and understand everyday conversations, then learn with our lessons and make sure to check out the dialogue track. The dialogue track gives you just the conversation of that lesson, no translations. So you can listen as much as you want and master the language. So, if you want to learn the language and get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.